Hello there, YouTube. This is Sibbles and Bits back at it again, this time with some Helldivers 2 content. Um, Basically had a long hiatus. Apologies for that for those of you who frequent the channel. For those of you who don't frequent the channel, first off, thank you very much for choosing to watch my content instead of some actual capital G gamer, because there's no shortage of Helldivers content right now. Apparently, game blew up, and that's always good because it means that the game's likely going to get longevity to it. And the base game itself is incredibly fun. Been playing a ton of it, been absolutely enjoying it. We're 50 hours in right now, level 27. That's not really even like a weird flex, just sort of giving the idea of like exactly how much time I've been putting into the game. Because today we're not really going in depth in anything, which is what we usually do in this channel. However, I will be trying to do some solo difficulty 8 content. Um, if we extract, that's great. If we succeed a mission, that's great. But overall, the entire thing is that I'm going to basically be spewing my thoughts as I'm trying to complete one of the upper tiers of difficulty here. And yeah, hopefully good things happen, and hopefully good information gets out there. If you feel like I am missing something important as I'm talking over topics, or you want me to elaborate further on anything, please feel free to leave any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, down in the comments below, and we'll just go ahead and get into it. Um, my armor set is the Bone Snapper. I feel like it's incredibly good. Obviously, like even amongst my gaming group, which has probably like 12 people playing this game right now, there's a huge debate on whether like light armor is good, medium armor is good, heavy armor is good, where exactly that those fall into play. And I'm sure that at different difficulties versus different factions, that's going to be something. But I feel like Bone Snapper is just all around good. I don't know what armor does yet. I am planning on labbing that maybe this weekend and figuring out exactly what the defensive difference between medium armor, light armor, and some armors even have provides higher armor rating, but it doesn't do anything here. So whether or not that's actually functional, or if it's something that's additive or multiplicative in the background. But Bone Snapper never dies. Like, obviously, you can still get crushed by crushers. You can still get, killed by Bile Titans, acid spewing, all that stuff, friendly fire. Basically, those things are the things that kill me, or like getting two-pieced by stalkers immediately. Otherwise, like, even if you're in a massive, like, swathe of enemies, like the extra stim effect duration of 2 seconds is astronomically huge, and I'm able to survive so much bullshit that other people are not able to. Now, it's possible that other armor sets might keep you from getting into that bullshit. However, I don't think that that's necessarily the case right now. Again, arguing that light armor not only makes it so that enemies see you less often, but also allows you to generally see enemies and stay away from them. Obviously, there's a couple of ones that give recoil control while crouched or prone. I don't think that that'll necessarily keep enemies off of you, at least not versus bugs. A huge amount of my gameplay is versus bugs because, well, the narrative meta progression is currently pointing us to fight bugs, so that's where I'm at right now. Very little experience with bots, but I'm sure again that it might change whether or not I'd prefer Bone Snapper or even heavy armor versus bots because, well, they shoot at you and use explosives. Anyways, that's primarily what I'm using. This is in the free-to-play line here. It's right here on page 4. Relatively early to get. Otherwise, if you're watching this before February 23rd and you watch a rigged Twitch streamer or a Twitch streamer with drops enabled, connotations aside, then they will be able to give you basically Bone Snap, but it just looks different. It's still medium armor, still gives you the extra 2 syringes and extra 2 syringe capacity, and then 2 seconds added onto your syringe duration. So if you need something that's very like easy to survive, like I would highly recommend that. Until of course maybe I figure out what the heck armor actually does. Like is heavy armor reducing all incoming damage by 44%? Is that good? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. And on that note, as I'm sitting here talking about certain things, I do not currently watch any other Helldiver content. That's not necessarily that I don't have time or that I don't care for it. It's that when a new game like this comes out and I have no idea what the hell it is, I appreciate learning myself. Like what exactly is going on in the game and using like fundamental like testing slash labbing techniques in order to figure that stuff out. Uh, big segue into that is the Liberator Penetrator. From people who watch other streamers and content creators, a lot of them are saying that the Liberator Penetrator is pure ass simply because of the amount of capacity that you have, the damage that it does. Like you lose 10 damage here, and especially when the Shredder is dealing like a ton of damage, right? Lots of people are saying that the Penetrator is not worth their time. I would argue against that, and I don't know if the game has been data mined yet and we've pulled all the content for like, you know, guns and stuff like that yet, but I would assume that when that data gets pulled, everyone's going to be ashamed of their words and their deeds. I play all weapons regularly, but my go-to is always the Liberator Penetrator, and I can talk about that more as we're going in here so that we're not here all day. Handgun, I don't particularly care for one or the other. I'm currently using the Peacemaker. I very often have to use it, or I don't very often have to use it. And I use impact grenades. Obviously, there is a plus and minus as opposed to using the impact grenades versus high explosive. I think that these are very well balanced. I just prefer impact. Notably, though, it is very bad at sealing mines, which, if I'm going to try solo 8, is kind of a big deal. So, hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass. Just taking a look at how we're doing here overall. 75%.
Part of the barrier that halts the terminate spread. But first, it must be cleansed by the Helldivers.
So as far as content is concerned about Helldivers, again, I'll try and like lab some stuff, get some like juicy, like crunchy numbers information out there, hopefully during the weekends, depending on exactly what's going on. I plan on playing with some members of my Discord, part of a squad, to do like squad high-level content, even squad mid-level content. I'm sure that it's entertaining to watch us blow each other up and accidentally shoot each other. But as far as like solo content is concerned, I'll probably do one session and then release like one mission every single day and space that throughout the week, as well as space out throughout the week. If I play on the weekends and record squad content, I'm probably not going to release it all on one day. I'll probably release the missions subsequently. So, Blitz, Search, and Destroy, like, the one thing I don't like is how short these are. I might do these two, and then like these two in one video. My apologies. So we're going to go with Launch ICBM.
Hellpods primed. Engaging orbital thrusters.
So I've not done that much Solo 8, in all fairness. The reason why I'm choosing to do Solo 8 is because if I want to do Team 8, then I should know how to handle myself in solo. As I like to say a lot on the channel, you need to grow comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Launch initiated.
And so, That's primarily why whenever I'm solo, I try and solo up at the most tippy-top difficulty that I can. Because very often, especially in the upper difficulties, you are going to get stranded. I don't know quite else how to say it. Like, split pushing becomes a little bit more apparent, and Javo, who is apparently, well, shows up a lot on the channel, is a squad mate for Back for Blood, also is obviously very, like, into this game, and he is a Helldivers lunatic as far as, like, how much he's played the first game. Says that stealth is also much more important at this point in the game. But you can't stay stealth the entire time, obviously. I don't know why I have battle music. Yeah, nobody notices me. I don't know why I've got battle music. So, I'm inclined to believe... Wow. The person who has more experience in the game than my interpretation of stalkers. Okay. Okay. Stalkers is pretty much the worst thing that I possibly could have ran into because they just straight up know where I am. And obviously trying to shoot them off of me will alert everything in a nearby radius, and so now I'm actually in trouble. They prefer to be up on hills, and so I'm trying to figure out where that nest is.
Ready to liberate.
As I'm running straight into enemies here.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Joining the fray.
That's probably them right there. I heard me take a syringe. Okay, I'm absolutely getting bodied here. This is highly embarrassing. I assure you this is not usually how this goes.
To the front.
Not being able to see where they're coming from is also obviously like a huge deficit, because that's a good giveaway of where they're actually from. Actually, this might be it right here.
Tactical asset within threat range.
There could also be two directly next to each other. It's certainly happened before.
Permanent hive structure destroyed.
Yo, she got that long tongue though?
Reinforcement budget depleted.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much going to be a wash.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
We're gonna see if we can't get anything done though.
Ready to liberate.
No enemies in my direct vicinity, except for these guys. Can I take my syringe, please? Thank you. No.
We will send as many
Alright.
Helldivers as it takes to exterminate the vermin that infest this planet.
I don't know why it says that I actually completed an objective there, but I did not. There can be up to 3 stalker nests on 8. That's scary. So yeah, I probably dropped in a location that was definitely not in my best interest. Anyways, we're going to jump right back into it. I'm not deterred by that.
Welcome aboard, Helldiver. The Galactic War needs you.
After all, we're the martyrs of science. I need a mission. And it involves some heavy touching, yeah?
that Terminids proliferate out of control on this planet. Get down there and eradicate them.
Hellpods primed. Engaging orbital thrusters. Orbit synchronized. Hellpod launch initiated.
I forgot to apply my hexagon. That's actually going to make a big deal. So while we're dying horribly now, one of the main reasons why hello.
Today the light of liberty will grace the skies of this world.
This is spiced.
How about a nice cup of liberty?
God, I hate that bug so much. Or I guess it's not really a bug, it's just that it prioritizes throwing a grenade over setting a map ping. Only with grenades. No other weapon acts like that.
Sub-objective near your
Tagging
location.
map. South.
Objective critical stratagem available.
Yeah, this is gonna get super spiced. Rude. Damn. Yeah, dropping in on that was not appreciated.
Have been launched.
Joining the fray.
Then, of course, the more that I'm trying to clean this up so that I can clear the objective, the more likely I am to call patrols to me because I am making gunshots. And you sort of like get caught in a stalemate, which happens in pubs a lot in this game. Of course, I don't know how multiplayer scaling works. I think the enemy only gets an allotment of points to use against me, so the fact that the Crusher back there is sort of miffed is kind of good for us.
Firing gas strike. Sending down support weapon.
Mag's empty. Last reload.
Whoa. Ah!
Placement.
Thought I got that syringe in there.
Deploying reinforcements.
And of course the game's not going to spawn me where I was.
Point me to the
So
enemy.
we're going to do some of these.
Mag's empty. Throwing grenade.
All right. But yeah, as I was saying before, I feel like a lot of pub matches, and especially like people who are playing like early in their career, get caught up in a lot of these stalemates, which as a single player who dropped into a location that was already heavily armed, a little bit of this was unavoidable, just like when I dropped with stalkers nearby. That one I dropped in stealth mode, but stalkers particularly don't give a fuck about that, it seems. Like, they will always hunt you down. Missed my dodge.
Firing gas strike.
And I think a large part of that is due to the fact that up until like maybe difficulty 5 or 6, it's possible to actually have control of the situation. Whereas, Jesus Christ. Okay. Look, that one's fair.
For prosperity.
But once you start getting to this difficulty, where they are able to frequently spawn Bile Titans and Crushers with their allocated points, assuming that that's the type of system that the game uses, very similar to Risk of Rain. I picked up an empty mag, but that should be fine. We had supplies around here somewhere, but we got to get out into the next location. We might as well fill our health, build that up, and let's just keep going. Need to get down there.
South.
But yeah, I definitely feel like when I play pubs on difficulty 6, and even when I bring members of my Discord who are relatively new to the game, they frequently grow uncomfortable when you don't have control of the situation. And if I was to give you guys any advice that I give very often on the channel, it is to grow comfortable with being uncomfortable. Or in other words, you will very often not have control of the situation, but that doesn't mean that you aren't in a good situation. Very often, you're going to hot drop in this game, and you're probably going to lose like 10 to 12 lives in a 4-person squad, so like most of them. Against,
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
against like, to close up a stalker nest or two. That's still a very advantageous win. And so even though it feels like you're getting just absolutely slaughtered,
Sub-objective
you
nearby.
are earning something in the game. Now, would you prefer to not lose 12 lives? Well, obviously. But that's not always the way that the game works.
Critical stratagem available.
So, being able to keep calm, despite the fact that you're actively being chased by 3 Bile Titans and trying to input either stratagems or like hack a computer console or something like that. And despite everything, knowing, okay, this is a point in which I am safe to do these things. That's stuff that you gotta start to learn to grow comfortable in a position where you shouldn't be comfortable. Oh, hello. Case in point. Medic suit allows me to just completely ignore the fact that get rid of that brute commander. That I was walking through my own gas there. Because the +2 seconds of insane life regeneration, again, allows me to get through a lot of stuff I otherwise shouldn't be able to. A little bit of a shallow dive there. Damn. Thought I dove away in time there.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Joining the fray.
And the other thing is that having 1 or 2 crushers around isn't actually particularly dangerous. Now, watch me get my ass absolutely handed to me in such a situation, but the reality of the is I could have used an orbital rail cannon strike at any time on either of those crushers. I am not concerned about the crushers. I will continue to not be concerned about the crushers. If I could aim, that'd be nice. Gah, I thought I pressed Alt. Must have been in a reload that wouldn't let me
Deploying reinforcements.
get out of it. But, for instance, crippling those legs seems to impart something similar to Killing Floor 2's, like, head damage. And you'll see this on a lot of enemies, is that by performing a cripple state, enemies start to bleed out similar to we do whenever we take a chest wound. So, you don't always have to take care of a crusher. You didn't hear shit. You guys could leave, though. That'd be a... Oh, I'm gonna get discovered here. I tried.
Firing gas strike.
Yeah, someone called a bug breach.
Mag's empty.
We're out. Okay. Hunters are kind of a problem.
Reinforcement budget depleted. Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
Get me out of that zone, please.
Joining the fray.
Okay, now where's our objective?
Tagging map, northwest.
Oh, they already know I'm here. Okay. I don't have that yet. But yeah, the primary reason why we're in currently difficulty 8, trying to solo difficulty 8, is so that I can grow more comfortable with being uncomfortable in difficulty 8. Obviously, there are little tweaks to every little bit of difficulty. The fact that there can be now 3 stalker layers is definitely something to consider, especially when looking for said stalker layers. I suppose I could get the XP and kind of shoot out that thing, but I don't want to alert anything to my presence, really. In fact, might be able to just sneak in around. I think I might have gave him the slip. Ooh, don't want to alert those guys.
Additional reinforcement funding approved.
I think the spore tower is preventing me from using my radar. I don't like it. I wonder if I could melee the tower. That would certainly take care of it. It sounded like something actually saw me. And I see you walking over there. That probably doesn't help. Hoping this clearing here is relatively open. Ah, unfortunate. At least there's ammo here. Make sure that I'm all stocked up. Some free stims. Ayo.
mission at 20 minutes remaining.
Dare I say, I think we actually might get this one. Oh, damn. Probably should have went around the other side knowing that there was a random clustering of enemies to my right. Well, it sounds like they didn't hear me. It's another thing that I was going to mention earlier when I was talking about like weapons. A lot of people taking a look at the information that is given to us, which is like damage, maybe a penetration value, and other such things. And so then they're under the assumption that that's the only thing that is relevant to weapons. But it's certainly been brought to my attention that certain weapons behave considerably different than other weapons. Despite the fact, I can't believe that I did that, that they have similar item cards, right? I don't think that got off. No, we're good. That got off.
Firing gas strike.
Come on, man. Whoop. Excuse me, syringe? Thank you. Yeah, these hunters and the stalkers honestly scare me more than the crusher. They stay on you, they impart a slow on hit, and they can easily just ragdoll you to death. Oof. Oh, hello.
Sweet liberty!
Stim.
Mag's empty!
Sending down equipment package.
Jesus H.
Firing gas strike.
Okay.
Mag's empty!
We're gonna complete this. I refuse to believe otherwise. Anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. So, the Liberator Penetrator debacle, we'll call it. Or, there's a better word for that. Concourse? No, not concourse. Discourse, that's the word. A lot of... Oh, hello. I don't get to deal with you for a minute. A lot of people look at the fact that the Liberator Penetrator does, like, I don't know, almost half the damage. However, it gets more mags, has a scope, and has something going on with it. Case in point, the Defender and the normal Liberator do not have the ability to one-tap eggs from the Destroy Egg Clusters mission. The Liberator Penetrator does. So either excessive armor penetration gets turned into a damage multiplier, which I have noticed something along those lines, or Yup. Wait, this one's not right. There's my rail cannon.
Firing orbital strike.
You missed! No matter. We're just gonna keep walking. We're likely going to die at some point here. I'm prepared for that. Oh, that's not a good concussion. We might not make this. Especially when we hot drop right here. Oh, that's not good. More enemies, huh? Okay.
Additional reinforcement funding approved. Mission at 10 minutes remaining. strike incoming.
One more minute, huh?
Fire in the hole!
Okay.
Orbital strike incoming.
Didn't miss that time, thankfully. Oh! Stim, please? Thank you.
Request approved. Reinforcements have been launched.
Joining the fray.
Mission success.
You have ignited the torches of liberty. Extraction awaits.
Where is extract? Now, obviously, I would want to get out of here with a ton of samples, but especially on solo, not always an option.
Sending down support weapon.
But at this point, I have completed the mission. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
To the establishment of a terminal control.
Oh, I didn't see the hell bomb till the last moment. I was gonna say we've completed the mission, so at that point, honestly, extract is only worth like 20 XP. At this point in the game, I've bypassed the leveling progression, so obviously I don't necessarily care about the XP that we're gaining. However, you also get requisition slips at a rate of 4.25 times the amount of XP that you get. So obviously, like, that sounds pretty good. So farming XP at that point was definitely in my interest. I was trying to drop the railgun there so that I could take pot shots at the Spore Tower, hopefully take that down, and then that would have given me, it's worth 50, so it would have been somewhere around like 250 requisition points, which, again, as you can see, I'm pretty much at the end of needing that at the given moment, and I'm running out of stuff to buy. Like, I'm literally buying stuff right now that I don't necessarily need. Again, not necessarily like a weird flex or anything like that. Just sort of like pointing out, like, what else am I really going for? It's the mission achievement that really gives you the medals, which is currently the most restrictive currency. I would say even more so than the super credits. And then, of course, after that is obviously samples. Like, collecting and actually extracting with samples is probably the next most restrictive currency. But even then, you're eventually going to run into a point to where you don't need samples anymore. But you will pretty much always need medals, because just to get to the end of, this Helldiver track here, just getting to the last page, you have to have 1200. Now, somewhere around 40 hours, I was able to get the Steeled Veterans pack free to play. In other words, I didn't pre order the Super Citizen Edition, didn't upgrade to Super Citizen Edition. I unlocked it using 10,000 of the super credits, which can be achieved in game. And honestly, I think that it's at a very fair rate. I don't think that it's bad at all. You don't even have to get into the two-man required friendship bunkers in order to get super credits. You can get them out of any of the little crashed fighter jets or whatever the heck those are, and you can get them out of containers that you can blow open with grenades. And so I think that that's very good because it means that even if you're doing solo play, you can still get access to those super credits. And they said every second Tuesday of every month they're going to release a new premium like war bond. So being able to get 10,000, or sorry, not 10,000, 1,000, which is 100 instances of super credits. I again, I think that it's at a very good rate. But again, it's the medals, honestly, that's going to keep you from actually getting content that you want. And especially when you start looking at the premium passes, they start like pretty roided. And in order to get to like the second page, you need to spend 60 and then 200, which is like more than these cost to get to page 3 of like, say, this right here of an equivalent. Anyways, hopefully it was enjoyable for you guys to watch me get my ass absolutely handed to me. Again, rest of this air quotes operation will be going out throughout the week, so keep an eye out for that. I'll try and like have relevant things to keep talking about, but it's honestly just me sitting here recording the same instance. So if you do leave any feedback below, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, I do want to see that down in the comments. Then I'm not going to see them. And so don't go crazy typing for like the third time. You still haven't done X, Y, or Z. Yes, I have not seen it because this is all being recorded in one session. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. It's great to be back. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Have a good one.